Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are with Alpha Hydration and Wellness based out of Los Angeles, California. Dwayne Mariner is back here as our Professional of the Year, registered nurse, also BSN, and founder of the company, helping so many stay hydrated, stay well, prevent illness. And of course, he does integrative medicine too. So welcome back today. How are you?
I am well. Thank you so much. I'm just making my screen bigger so I can see myself. I got a fresh new haircut. Got it cut yesterday. I know, right? It looks like a buzz, but it's really not. But I've got the horseshoe thing. It's terrible aging.
It happens to all of us. But you look great. Stop it.
Thank
We're
you.
excited to have
Thank
you
you.
back. One of our favorite guests here on the show. He's always so, I don't know, energetic, kind, genuine, and does his work from the heart. And I know you and your wife have this business and you're traveling. You're providing people with stem cells, with vitamins, with IV nutrition. I mean, there's a lot that you do. And for today, what did you want to focus on, darling?
Well, we just recently started doing ozone therapy. Ozone has been around it's been a long time. I mean, there's books about it. I mean, you can research and find everything for ozone therapy. It's really good for cancer support, overall wellness. It helps the body's environment actually fight bacteria, viruses, funguses. Pick something. It's really exciting. We do high dose vitamin C for cancer, which has lots and lots and lots and lots of research behind it. And this kind of can be a support with that as well. But it's good for overall health, and it's super inexpensive for most places. It's not too bad, but we also do one called EBU, which we just received, and it's the dialysis style ozone. Now that thing is cool because it literally cleans your blood and pulls out all the junk in your blood up to and including like oils, saturation, stuff like that, like saturated oils. If you have like coconut oil, olive oil, it actually pulls down to a foam. It's wild. Absolutely wild.
Well, okay, I got to stop you in your tracks because I'm not even sure what ozone therapy is because it's funny. I got a pool last year and it's got ozone technology in it and I'm still trying to figure out what it is and the UV, the rays and then the bubbles come out, but it's like I don't have full chlorine, full salt, nothing. It's mostly ozone. And they say it's the latest and greatest, but I honestly really don't know what my pool's doing. And I'm sure a lot of people don't care about my pool, but how can this
I care about your pool because I'm ready.
I know when you come to New York, you're jumping in. All right, tell us what it is exactly and describe it to us, please.
So it's O3. Lots of these, it's O3. So there's an extra molecule attached to that oxygen. So what that does is create ozone, just like you have in the atmosphere, you have the ozone layer. The same thing that's been eaten up for years. You know, they say, oh, we got a big hole in the ozone. I don't know why I can't just release ozone and fill it, but whatever. So it is naturally antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, helps fight cancer. But it's really good for topical too, skin, everything. I mean, you can do ozone insufflation, which is like putting it in certain orifices. But it's kind of a natural for a pool thing. It'd be kind of like the chlorine would be without the toxicity of the chlorine. So you're getting the same effect of that, probably antifungal, anti-algae. All that was still good for your body. Like your skin should feel soft when you're in the ozone pool instead of coming out feeling that dry, chlorinated, salty feeling. Your skin should feel nice and soft. Like I said, it's been around for years. And by years, I'm talking years. I don't even know how long, probably 50 or 60 years, but we're trying to harness that now where people smarter people than me have made machines that can actually make oxygen into the O3 to put it into the body. So what it does for the body is it creates a hyper oxygenated environment. So you would think we're oxygen breathers. So of course we have an oxygenated environment. Not necessarily true. Yes, we feed our lungs, we feed our organs. It's oxygenated, right? But when it comes back, it's deoxygenated. It's down to, I think it's like 10 or 11%. I can't remember what it is. But this actually creates a hyper oxygenated atmosphere. So things that thrive in what's called an anaerobic atmosphere, which means lower oxygen, you turn into an aerobic atmosphere. And now these things are not doing so well. So it'd be kind of like, put it into perspective, taking the fizz out of a soda. You undo it. There it goes.
Love that.
If you can recap it, put it back in. They have all those tools and stuff. Kind of the same thing. You're just creating a different environment. That's not really good analogy. I'll think of one.
No, it's good.
It's chemistry.
Like
it's chemistry. Yeah, it's chemistry. Which, listen, that was my weakest subject by far because it just bores me. Bores me, and I don't understand it. But yeah, it's. In fact, I just did my wife an ozone on Monday, and she had what's called a Herxheimer reaction, which is not a bad thing, but it's a detox reaction because your body is just kind of moving through stuff for the next 24, 48 hours. So you get kind of like general malaise, flu-like symptoms. Not necessarily a bad thing, right?
Okay.
Because if you're doing something, you want to feel it. You want to feel something, be it good or bad. You want to feel something when you're doing these. And so far, everybody we've done, we've had 100% of people actually have changes in how they feel, be it I feel so much better the next day, but then have a little reaction the day after. Yes, it's been pretty profound, actually. And I'm really looking forward to really pushing that onto people for a healthy lifestyle. And it's not something you have to do all the time, once or twice a year.
What is the process? Like how do you do it? I know about the IV hydration at this point, but is it ozone through IV?
It is. So I've got my IV going right now. I'm not doing ozone, but I'm just doing an IV bag because I was kind of tired today. So we draw blood for the simple ozone. You draw blood, put a little heparin in it, which is a non-clotting thing for the blood. Put it back into about a half saline bag or so, and then you actually make the ozone, put it into the bag, and then you infuse the blood with the ozone back into the patient. And the other thing, which is the EBU, which is the ultraviolet light, ozone therapy, filtering therapy all together, is a continuous closed system. So as it pulls blood from your body, it pushes it up into a filter, spins out the filter, dumps the residue over into a suction thing, goes up, gets ozonated, and then goes back into your body. And it does that for 50 minutes, and it cleans 2 liters of blood. I think what we would like to do as we keep transitioning to doing more of this is to actually check blood levels and see if it actually changes like lipids, several things, because it's supposed to be really good for just about everything. Internally, I think it's good for diabetes. It's good for wound healing. It's good for, again, any kind of acute illness, bacterial, fungal. Just has a whole myriad of great things that it can do. I'm looking forward to it. You can do stuff where you can actually put it over body parts for wound healing and stuff, kind of like hyperbaric oxygen chambers. Same thing. That's going in your body. Kind of the same setup. But they have setups for hair growth. I guess it kills little bugs if you have something in your hair. I don't know who has that, but you never know. Put over wounds like gloves. They have like gloves that you can put on and actually heal wounds with that. Legs, feet, shorts that you do with ozone to help stuff. It's actually good for ED. Any kind of, I guess it helps with like scar tissues and stuff in the penis. So it's got lots of different things you can do with it. So we're kind of excited to just kind of try a little bit of everything. You can ozonate oils, you can ozonate water, you can ozonate just about everything. So it's got a broad use, and it's just exciting just to be able to give somebody something, if sometimes, what we do right now, the IVs and stuff we all love, sometimes they're not 100%. Some people just need more. And that more that we can offer is kind of exciting for us because it's outside of the realms of complete Western medicine, but it's not outside the realms of medicine altogether. Yep. So there is some science back that goes with it. So we're really excited about that. I think it's going to be I'm hoping for a lot of my patients who are suffering from chronic illnesses, I hope it's a game changer for them. That's the plan. That's what it does. And I never was really excited about it until I really started looking into it. And I'm just super excited about it now because I think it's just something that's really going to help people.
So
So there you go.
wow.
The long and short of it.
How do we find you? Tell us, by the way, the website. I don't think we established
Well,
that, but go ahead.
have a website, www.ahsiv.com. We have you can text me or call me, 818-482-3252. You can email me, info@ahsiv.com. And then the socials, I think it's all at Alpha Hydration or some variation thereof. You'll find us. You can Google. If you Google, you'll get the phone book with us, but click on any of those and you can find us. I think we're even on Neighbor and Best Of. And I mean, if you have even some bizarre website you use for search engines, I think we're on that too.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. And with
Of
your
course.
expertise, I mean, you're helping people all over. Can I say all over California? I mean, you're mobile. You're everywhere.
Yeah, we try to go as far as we can. You know, if California's a little more difficult, but yes, we do lots of people in different areas of California. We have traveled to Hawaii. We have traveled to Montana. We travel to Texas, which is where we're going Saturday for 2 weeks. So we travel well, and we usually have all our stuff. And anybody that needs us and needs something different or doesn't have access to it, we certainly try to fit them in and get them going, because if you can't invest in one thing, you should invest in your health, because a hospital bill costs a lot more than a healthcare bill that we're going to provide.
I love it.
So yeah, lots of places.
Oh, and
Chicago, been to Chicago too.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yours in Texas too. Wait a second. When is your daughter's wedding?
This Saturday's the 8th, so the 15th.
Oh, okay. Wait, did we miss it? I'm like, wait, it just hit me. June.
No.
Okay, good. I'm like, oh my gosh, did we speak to him last week? Oh my gosh. Oh my
No, we didn't speak last week because you went out of town, right?
No, where was I last week?
I think you were actually in the studio but they had told me you were going out of town May 30th, so I didn't have you scheduled.
Oh, I was off for Memorial Day weekend. Yes, is that when it was?
Oh, perfect. I think you deserve a day off.
I know, right? Everyone does.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally. Even the president takes a day off. That's what my daddy's telling my mom.
I'm like, wait, I didn't go. I'm like, I was unpacking furniture because the kids are off of school. The family came over to help me unpack the yard furniture. That was my fun day. Oh, and then I got into a car accident, but I was okay. So it was so much fun.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got hit.
Little fender bender.
Yeah, no, well, the lady hit me. I mean, I had a legal left turn and she was coming straight. I had the left green arrow and everything was fine. She acknowledged hitting me. I mean, I was fine. I was okay, but my car's older, so they want to total it. And then her insurance accepted responsibility, liability. I was like, okay, great. So there's no damage on my record. I get a call yesterday. They're saying, oh my gosh, no, we're going to do 50-50 now because she says that you swerved into her. I'm like, what? They said, well, the police report says, the police officer says you hit her. I'm like, the police officer wrote that I hit her. And my insurance company's like, how does the police officer know if you hit her or not? He shouldn't have wrote that. That's what she said.
No, he doesn't know.
But anyway, they already accepted liability. So now it's like a nightmare, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. Don't worry. That was my fun Memorial Day story. Yeah. So anyway, back to you.
That does sound like fun. But you had a good time. So it does happen. It does. That's why you have to be so careful driving anymore. Because
it's
so
horrible.
many people don't pay attention. It is horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. And you're out there is there a lot of traffic where you're at?
No, I'm on Long Island. I'm about an hour away from New York City without traffic, about 45 minutes. Yeah, but no, it's just but I mean, congestion. Yeah, you're talking, it's like LA. You have this thing called the Long Island Expressway that connects this Long Island of people to the city. It's one hub. So it's rough, but I don't know. And I don't know if it's as rough as yours. Yours is like pretty intense.
I've got it pretty good, but just considering my schedule, but yeah, it'd be awful. If I had to do it every day, I don't think I could do it.
Got it. All right. Sorry to digress, my friend.
Nightmare. No, you're good. You're good. No, I wanted to hear about how everything went because I thought you went on vacation last week because the 30th and all that. And that's what they had sent me. Oh, she's on vacation. I'm like, oh, great.
Great. Good for her.
Vacation. But you do have one coming up at the end of June.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'm going to South Carolina end of June. You're so smart.
And I knew we established that. I'm just like, I guess she's doing 2 vacations. But I was terrified because I said, oh my gosh, did I miss her? Did I totally stand her up? Because I'm looking, I'm like, I totally stood her up.
I don't know.
I'm looking like, well, no, maybe not. So it all worked out. That's all that matters.
Thank you. You're so kind.
We can beat ourselves up. No thanks.
No, I
Life's,
get
life's
it.
too short to beat ourselves up over little things.
It is. Well, thanks for understanding, I guess.
Of course.
Now back, thank you for talking about me for so long.
Oh
Back
yeah.
to you, IV
Oh
man.
yay.
Yeah, come on. What's new in the life of you and work and all your commitments? I mean, I know you're gaining traction, right? And stuff
Yeah, doing
with the
lots of
new.
yeah, gaining lots of traction, gaining lots of new everything. Every new thing that we put out usually starts getting steam pretty quickly. Yeah, we're really our bottom line is we're just trying to help people. That's it. We're not trying to not. Oh yeah, sure, we'd like to change the world. We're not going to, but if something worked for somebody that we could actually say, hey, this is something that we actually show improvement on, which we do, but we're not researchers, so then it makes our day. It makes everything that we do worthwhile. One little phone call that says, hey, I feel so much better. Matter of fact, there's I guess COVID is actually still kind of sweeping around. I've had a few cases this last
Really?
week. Yeah, no, I didn't think it was really going to be a word we'd have to talk about much. But yeah, it seems to be coming back. I did 3 people with COVID yesterday, which is interesting because all fit, all did do everything right, still get COVID. They feel okay, tired. It's not near as bad as it was. February 20. Even in February 21, it's lost some ground, but it's still out there. It's still floating around. So just an FYI, public service. If you hear, listen, don't let the media tell you it's horrible and everybody's dying from it again, because that's not the case.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but it is still out there, and I think it's going to be with us for the rest of our lives. It's going to be like flu and the regular cold and all that fun stuff. It's just a mutated coronavirus. But everybody hasn't been too bad. Well, yeah, we've taken care of a lot of people, and I just got a call today how much better they feel. Right in the acute phase of COVID. So
Mm-hmm.
what we do helps. What we do helps, which again makes it worthwhile for us and makes it
Gosh.
our badge of honor that we can say, yes, we did this and we did this naturally and it helped
Yeah.
you versus having to go
No,
through all the steps and the yucky stuff.
I was just reading an article. It was from yesterday or 2 days ago in the news, but I read it today about how COVID, they're saying they're really almost 100% now positive that it did leak from the lab in China. And I was just thinking, I'm like, whoever thought during our lifetime we would ever experience something so. I remember being glued to that television, right? Weren't you glued? Like what is like this? Everything's closing. It was just so insane. And you forget about it. And then when you think about it, it was like, whoa, what a time. Everybody's life changed. So many lives were lost, so many jobs, but everyone was in this pandemic. I don't remember. I remember, but I don't. And then when you think about it, it's like, holy cow, that was difficult.
Yeah, it absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
Uh, I was never a this isn't real person. When I did, start researching and it said it came from the lab, I was like, whatever, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. People are still getting sick. But I'm smiling really big because people have blocked that out of their
Yeah.
lives. December 31st, 2019 to let's say January 1st,
It's so
2023
true.
is
Yeah.
just kind of gone in people's memories because everybody was just so locked down, so removed, so suppressed by fear that it's a cognitive just no, it didn't happen. And I think we have really short memories on stuff like that. I don't know why. Because it was terrible.
Trauma,
We,
I
we
guess
actually, yeah,
trauma.
I mean, it's a PTSD, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Totally, it's a form of PTSD. We did the 2 weeks to slow the curve and all that, and we came back to LA. We went home for a couple of weeks, and I came back and said, "Man, something doesn't add up." I don't remember ever in epidemiology shutting down economies, societies, anything. I said something doesn't add up.
Right.
Not conspiracy theory, just as a nurse, just going, I'm going to keep doing what we do, helping people, and I'm not going to stop because they tried to close down everything, and I was like, I'm not closing down. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not closing.
Yeah.
So it worked out really well. We were able to help a lot of people, but it was just every time we hear COVID, it's that instant bam. Oh,
Um,
that's right. We did. We were. It was a miserable 2 years of existence where
yeah.
kids lost education time And, these poor kids that missed their graduations during COVID, and now they're going to graduate college. Then you have the disruptors on college campuses where they're shutting down, graduation. I'm
Protesting
like,
and all
come
this
on,
BS.
man. Let these people just let people live, that's all anybody wants to do is just live their life, let people make their decisions, whatever. It's amazing. But yes, I hope we never have another pandemic, epidemic, whatever you want to call it, because I don't think I could do it again, and I don't want to do it again. I don't think anybody else wants to do it again either.
No, but
but yeah, that's where our IVs were nice and helpful during that time. So,
yeah.
But yeah, just a heads up, it's still out there, but don't freak out if you get it, because it is totally treatable. It is, totally survivable. It's been very, very benign here for the most part. Even a common cold can kill somebody. So, it's really bad for babies. It's even really old adults can die from a common cold. I don't think it happens very often, but it could happen. So there's always that chance. But I think, as far as that goes, I think this strain as it is now is not too bad.
Well, it'd be good to know someone like you to make us well quicker than most, right?
or at least give you a positive outlook.
Yep.
It makes a difference. I mean, nobody wants to get sick, but I don't know how anybody can hide in their house anymore. We have clients that hid for 2 years. They didn't come out of the house for 2 full years.
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, like emerging like a groundhog. It's amazing to me. I don't know how they did it.
I remember going out to the first bar. It was so cool. I was like, I got really drunk that day. We're not in so long. We literally went to like a town and walked around, and then all the things were set up outside to eat outside and drink outside. And it was like, oh my God, I haven't had a drink in a while. I'm getting tipsy.
Right. Yeah. This is what life is supposed to be. Yeah. I know. We did it too. We went lots of places and we're like, wow, we're actually outside and actually having a nice dinner or a nice lunch or whatever. And it's not, oh man. I have so many pictures where we had masks on. We went to Walt Disney World in 2020 of October, and that was terrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Terrible. Had the mask. They wouldn't let you walk and drink water. And I mean, it was just a whole mess. Just stuff that was
totally regressing. But remember, and then the big takeout thing happened, the big mobile takeout. Now all the restaurants expanded their insides with the big mobile takeout, and then you could take out alcohol. Remember that whole thing? Oh yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was everything. It was nuts. And
Sorry.
No, you're good. I talk about it every day because I still can't believe that we were so quick to just go, oh yeah, that sounds about right. We should do that. Yeah. It just amazes me. I don't know if it was a great learning experience for a generation, or if it was oh yeah, you should do this experience. Mm-hmm. That's what scares me. It not really scares me. I mean, I'm going to buck the system from here on out anyway. But, people who would be okay with going into those lockdown scenarios, I just can't imagine.
Exactly.
Cannot imagine. But no, I don't think that's digressing. I think it's one of those things when you have history, you have to know history, remember history, and that's going to be historical.
Yeah.
Maybe, it's 2 years ago, so right now it's like, yeah, whatever. But in 30 years, it's going to be, wow, do you guys remember 30 years ago?
In the history books, like kids are going to be
right. It's going to be in the history books.
Will be like, what? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And someone's going to go, well, that wasn't the right thing to do, or that was perfect, So we'll just have to see, as we go on, how it actually went. But I know they're doing some congressional somethings. I don't know, with everybody, and
yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's gone. It's done.
We're out of time. I gotta go. I'm so sorry. Wow.
Well, you just quit talking
because we started late. I'm sorry because why? So I feel like it's 24 minutes because we had a little glitch in the beginning. That's why. Well,
we did have a glitch. You can. No, you're good.
How do we contact you, Dwayne? Thank you.
Call me, text me, 818-482-3252. Email me, info@ahsiv.com. Google me. You can Google me, you can Google the business, Alpha Hydration and Wellness, Alpha Hydration Services, and socials, all the same thing, Alpha Hydration. And we're pretty ready to talk to people. So anytime. Okay.
Thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure. And talk to you. Are you back on next week before the wedding?
I am. So we'll talk about that.
Share some pictures of your family next time. Bring them on the computer. Come on. I want to see some of them.
Oh, yeah. That's probably what I'll do. I'll have them all come out.
I'm serious.
We'll do it.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day, sweetheart.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.